Hey everyone! If you came across Dorfromantik in the Steam store and expected dwarfs and or romance, you're barking up the wrong tree. Dorfromantik is actually a puzzle game, and it's an extremely casual one. It's not my normal style, so take this with a grain of salt, but I'll go over my first impressions and give you a sense of what I think about this one. The first thing that actually attracted me to this game is how it looks. It's very simple, it's very clean, and even after just a few seconds of game footage, you can kind of tell what's going on. It is, and even after having played it, I can say it's extremely approachable, very easy to kind of figure out how everything works and how to get the game started. You have a specific number of these hexagonal pieces that you're going to use to build a world, and the better that you do to interconnect these pieces together, the better that you can match them, the more pieces that you can ultimately get. Essentially, the better that you can match your pieces together so that they fit into each other nicely, the better chance that you're going to have a longer playtime. If you run out of pieces, the game is over, and you can start again. There is some beauty here in the simplicity of how this game is put together. I've just described the entire game loop to you in that amount of time. When you first begin, there's a limited number of biomes in total. You have fields, you have houses, trees, things like that. But as you progress, as you earn points, as you complete quests that pop up, you'll also unlock new biomes and new puzzle pieces that essentially mix into your deck. If you look at it that way, the game actually becomes a little bit more and more complex the longer you play it, which gives it a little bit more replay value. Simplicity is a concept that also plays into value overall when we think about using this in a mobile type environment, something like a laptop, a tablet, or something maybe like the Steam Deck. This game has very simple controls, so when you look at value, sometimes things like that can change the dynamic a little bit. Which is good, because the next thing that I'm going to say is that the game only has a few controls, there's only a few different biomes, and the game costs about $14. And with that said, it does look like this game has had very good reviews. People do seem to like this. And I have to admit, I liked it a little bit more than I thought I would. There are certain cases where I do enjoy puzzle games, but it's not my typical go-to. The elements employed here aren't extremely strategic, but there is some strategy involved. You do want your pieces to match as best as possible because that really does increase the longevity of the game. You have the freedom though to kind of put pieces wherever you want, so you could technically skip over a piece, but it's not really recommended. Then of course there's pieces that are less compatible, things like rivers or railroad tracks or giant chunks of ocean. Finding a strategic place to kind of start those little biomes up is a good idea. The way that quests are given to you in this game is very strange. You'll be creating a tile, and you'll see that you have to expand that specific type of biome. Sometimes you can take that quest tile and tack it onto something you've already been building, and that works great, but sometimes that's not the best strategy. The way that it's set up is good. It does create a little bit more variety in the puzzle that you're essentially building outward. This is just a wild assumption, but I'd imagine people who are really into jigsaw puzzles might get a kick out of this type of experience. There's a memory element to it, there's the pieces matching element, and the level of perfectionism that you choose to employ really is up to you. So that's nice. That said, if you choose to use the lower level of perfection like I did, you won't make it very far. You'll end up running out of pieces, starting the game over. And that's fine too, I guess. I think this is probably my most casual review on this channel at this point. So take that for what it is. If you are looking for a puzzle game, if you're looking for a very casual and calming experience, I think this game's got your back. But before I go, I do feel the need to reiterate there is no dwarfs, there's zero romance, none at all. Despite that, you might be able to get a kick out of the game regardless. Until next time, I appreciate your time here with me today, and as always, thanks for watching.